sick boy, better call a doctor. My team ballin' like the Knickerbockers. In this video, I'm going to give you the ways that I, Jay East, live in the moment. Rim rockers, silk shockers, throw your hands up like Serge Ibaka. When I say I'm going to give you the ways, I'm not giving you examples. I'm going to give you the tools that I use. These are the things that I use to help me to remember to live in the moment. This is how I live in the moment. So the first method, the first way, the first thing that I use so that I can help to remind myself to live in the moment is I stop thinking about it. I personally, I think a lot, and when I think a lot, I overanalyze. And sometimes I think without even realizing that I'm thinking. Yeah, it's crazy. But most people actually do this. You probably do it too. I'm not sure, I can't say, but I know for sure that I do it. And what happens is when I overthink and I overanalyze, I forget for a moment of what's actually happening in this moment. When I get in my head, it's easy to miss sight of everything else. It's kind of easy to lose sight of everything that's going on around you when you're just so busy thinking. This is why sometimes people go into like an autopilot mode and you'll see somebody walking or you'll see somebody listening to someone talking and they're actually not hearing what they're saying. They're hearing it, but they're not actually comprehending anything. It's just kind of going in one ear, out the other. That's the reason why, because there's nothing actually connecting them to that moment that that person's speaking. So what I do is I stop thinking about it. So for example, in this moment, just stop thinking for a second. Just stop, right? And look around you. Take a look at your surroundings. Take a look at what's going on around you. Take a look at the people around you. Look up, look down. Take a look at everything. And as you're taking a look and you're seeing everything in this moment, don't think about any of it. Just look at it. Just look at it and appreciate it for what it is. What do you see? What do you feel? How do you feel? By focusing on the moment and not trying to think about it, not thinking about these different things, by just focusing and just looking at things and listening to what's happening, it forces you to feel it more because there's no thought behind it. If you want to feel more, you just have to think less. So let's say that way didn't work for me, or let's say that way is working and I want to go a little bit deeper into it, right? All right, so the second way, the second method that I use so that I can live in the moment, so I help to remind myself to live in the moment, is I just let it go. Just let go. What do I mean by just let go? What do I mean by just let it go? See, the shocking reality, the scary thought about the moment is the moment is happening here, right now. Right now, your moment is happening. Now, you're probably thinking what's scary about that, right? Or what's shocking about that? Well, when you think about everything that you do and everything that you've done and everything that you plan to do, they're all linked. See, your past has led you to here. What you've done in the past has led to this moment. And what you do in the future is a result of what you do now. Because now is essentially your future's past. But there's nothing you can do now to change now. Follow me. Right now is now. So there's nothing you can do for your past to change now. There's nothing that you can do from your future to change now because you're already in it. You're already living it. Right now is right now. So knowing that, you have to start enjoying now. You have to start enjoying and appreciating now. because it's not happening again. There's nothing you can do to change this. You have to appreciate this. This is what your past self worked so hard for. And if you don't enjoy this moment now, if you're not enjoying, if you're not appreciating, if you're not even noticing what's happening now, then why are you even working towards the future? When you get to your future now, you're probably not going to notice it. You have to enjoy now. Appreciate now. Live in the now. You already created this moment. So you should enjoy it. You should live it because you created it. The quicker you start appreciating and the quicker you start living in what you've created now, the more likely you are to appreciate your future now. Otherwise, what's the point of working now towards something later if when later becomes now, you're just working for another later? Oh, that sounded crazy. But I think you get what I mean. So let's say those two worked, but I want to go a little deeper. Or let's say those two things didn't work. Or for whatever reason, I don't remember those two things. The third method is acceptance. It's accepting now for what it is. It's accepting this moment for what it is. Not what it will be, not what it should be, but what it is. Whether this moment is good, bad, hard, sad, whatever you want to call it, it is what it is. This is actually one of my favorite lines. Most people that know me have probably heard me say this. One of the reasons why that phrase, it is what it is one of my favorite lines, aside from it coming off as really snarky, is it helps me to remember that there's nothing right now that's going to change right now that I have control over. So I shouldn't shy away from anything. No matter how bad something may be, or no matter how bad something may be going, you have to understand that there's nothing that you can do that's going to change that right now. See, this is why it's hard for me. It's hard for me because it's hard for me to accept that I can't change what's happening already. But I have to. And I've been using this form of acceptance as a way to live in the now. Because the quicker that I've started to accept that I can't change what's happening now, it's led me to realize that I have to acknowledge and accept it for what it is. Because being negative about it isn't going to change it. All that's going to do is affect my future now in a bad way. Why would I want to do that? Being angry and being upset and these other emotions that we feel that can change us, or negativity, negative energy, these things that are really hard to break, I don't want to feel them for a future event because of something that's happening now. Because there's nothing that feeling those feelings is going to do to fix now. I can't fix now, but I can accept it, I can acknowledge it, and I can move forward from it. And by, acknowledging the moment and embracing the moment for, that's not crazy. By acknowledging the moment and embracing the moment for what it is, which is all that it's going to be, it is literally what it is, it now allows me to appreciate everything that's attached to that moment. And this leads right into my fourth method, which is like a hot topic that everyone is talking about. It's being thankful and grateful. And even though everyone's talking about it, it's so good and it's so empowering that I'm actually going to reference it again now. Be thankful for when things happen. Be thankful for when anything, good or bad, happens. And at the same token, find things every day to be grateful for. I'm actually going to take it one step further. While you're being grateful about things in life, take that same moment to be thankful about those things. See, they're both forms of gratitude, but they do things a little bit differently. One is almost like a response to an action, and the other one is an acknowledgement. And the acknowledgement doesn't have to be of an action. It could be of someone or something. And the reason why I say that being thankful and grateful helps me to live in the moment is it gives another level of appreciation of what's happening. See, no matter how bad something might be, there's going to be a good outcome that's linked to it. Remember, all moments are linked. Remember we're talking about your whole past leads to now, and what you're doing now is going to lead to your future. Well, what that means is that's going to lead us right into being thankful and grateful for every single thing that's happening in your life, even the most difficult things. This is really hard because this is talking about all those little things that we don't even want to be thankful or grateful for. With everything being linked, it means you should be thankful and you should be grateful, because it will always lead to something else happening. Whether it's you meeting someone, whether it's you acquiring something, you doing something, you learning something, it will always lead to something else happening that you did not know was going to happen, or if you knew it was going to happen, you didn't necessarily know there was going to be that outcome. And the tough part about that is you don't know when the linked good thing is necessarily going to happen. See, a good outcome is always going to happen, but you don't know how long it's going to take for a good outcome to happen. That's the part that makes it tough to be thankful and grateful for everything, including the things that we think might be negative. See, nothing's really negative or positive. We give it that power. We give it that emphasis. And by being grateful and thankful for everything, by acknowledging that everything is going to lead to something else, it means that right now, in this moment, if you're being thankful for everything that's happening, odds are that this moment will lead to another moment that will give you another reason to be thankful or grateful or happy for something or for someone or about something. And that will then continue to lead. What you're doing is you're creating the good thing that's going to happen. By just being thankful and grateful for it, you're creating more good moments. You're creating more of the moments that you're probably going to love. By being thankful and grateful, it will continue to give you things to be thankful and grateful for, whether they're small or large. Even if you said that you were just going to be thankful and grateful for every new thing that happens in your life, that in itself will give you something every moment. That will give you something at every time that you should be thankful or grateful for, because something new will always be happening in your life. Even if it seems like it's the same thing, somehow that moment is different from the other moment that looked the same way. And the fifth way, the fifth method that I use to help me live in the moment, to help remind me to live in the moment, is I always try to understand how long a moment may actually be. Think about this. A day is 24 hours. An hour is 60 minutes. A minute is 60 seconds. But a second, a minute, an hour, a day, a month, a year, decade, a century, they could all be a moment. There's no uniform set amount of time that creates the length of a moment. By saying you're gonna live in the moment, what you really are saying, what you're really telling yourself you have to do, is you have to live the life you're living without worrying about where's the next step. It's almost like taking a leap of faith. It's almost like a shot in the dark. You have to be willing to make mistakes. You have to be willing for the unknown, because you don't know how long the moment really is. By understanding that, it will allow you to appreciate every little thing, to live for every little thing at every second, at every minute, at every hour, every day, etc. so forth. Don't worry about what's going to happen right now. Or don't worry about what's going to happen a minute from now, or an hour from now, or a day from now. Don't worry about what's going to happen. Just live your life for this moment. Don't worry about anything else. Let the things that are in motion continue to be in motion. Just let them keep moving. You trying to stop them and change them and move them faster, it's just going to disturb where it is that they're moving and why they're moving and where they're moving to. Just let the gears keep grinding away and just let them keep going. Just keep living this life. Just keep enjoying this moment. I hope my 5 ways, my methods here kind of work in helping you live in the moment. If they don't and you find something else that works better for you, share it with me. I would love to know what it is that you do that actually works for you to live in the moment. It might work for me, and it might make it a little bit easier for me too. This is how this works. Like, we can kind of help each other out. So just live in the moment. Hit me with a comment. Don't get frustrated if these don't work for you immediately. It takes a while for you to actually be able to, live in the moment. It takes a constant practicing and constant repetition of going over these steps and these ways and different methods. So don't get frustrated. By getting frustrated, all you're going to do is you're going to take yourself out of the next upcoming moment. And that's not what you want to do. What you want to do is you want to just keep grinding away. Understand that it won't be easy. And don't let that slow you down. If it's not working, if it's hard for you to get your thoughts out of thinking about, what's going to happen next, small steps. Try one of these steps and see if that works. See if that helps. And if it does help, then just keep plugging away at it. So if you like the video, hit me with a like, bam. If you want to share the video, feel free to share it. Give it to everybody that you want. I don't mind. And if you want to see more videos like this and other topics, subscribe. By subscribing, you're going to automatically get a notification of when I have a new video. You get a nice little email. It'll pop up on your YouTube feed. It's pretty cool. It's really convenient. So hit the subscribe button and keep seeing these videos. And keep living in the moment. Keep enjoying these moments. I'll talk to you guys next time.